the most inspiring people in my life is my dad. He carved when I was about maybe 8 or 10 years old, a little bas relief or low relief carving of an apple or 2 apples in a frame, which I thought was just the most awesome piece of art that had ever been created. And he did it all with one 3/4 inch chisel. Like, kind of like this, but not as sophisticated as a Swiss-made 1/16, you know, tool. It was just like something from Simpson Sears, you know, 3/4 inch wood chisel. And he did all the facets of the carving and the texturing and the frame from that tool. So I always sought to emulate that. I think, you know, he also was a commercial artist, and you know, I just really admire his work. I have a bias for his work. I got a jackknife for my 8th birthday, and I think I've been carving ever since then. A recollection of my first carving was a soap carving. My dad got us into that. I carved an elephant out of a bar of ivory soap. My grandma had that till she died. She had it on her bedside table, that ivory soap elephant. And that evolved to carving out of chunks of 2x4, because that was readily available, and that's what my dad trained us on. Chunks of 2x4. We do, you know, animals, lions and elephants and birds and things. And Dad was always, you know, he's the most awesome drawer, so we'd always try to get him to do it, and then didn't want to wreck it, so we'd try to get him to carve it too. But gradually he would put the responsibility back on us that, you know, you can do this. You can carve, you can draw, you can do all these things that I'm doing, but never as good. But he did sort of implant that you know, yeah, you can draw, you can carve, you can sharpen, you can all these things. I took my first year of formal art training in Kelowna, and then came to the Alberta College of Art back in 1980, and was majoring in illustration and what was called visual communications. My first jobs after art school were just out in the bush, you know, with an axe, and that was my connection with wood back then, was an axe. And then I came back and got into work in sign shops. I worked at various sign shops. Probably worked at about half a dozen, you know, fairly well-known sign shops around Calgary, and doing things from silk screening and computer layouts recently, and cutting out vinyl letters for signs, and working with all kinds of materials like plexiglass and wood and metal, and which appeals to me. I like to be involved in, or like to know a lot of options available to express ideas. But I always come back to wood, you know, wood, and that's really how Signs of Relief was born.